Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Pounds, and we got another Dynasty owner video for you guys. Obviously, I do the free agent targets, so that's what we're going to be talking about this week. With this, we got week 10 this week. The season's flying by, man. It's crazy. But before we jump into things, as usual, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Please comment down below if you like these picks, if you don't like them, if you enjoyed the UFC fight Saturday, if you watched Michael Chandler be an absolute madman. It was insane. But just comment down below, say hi, what's up, whatever. I'll make sure I comment back. I always try to make sure I double check them throughout the week, and that way we can get some little conversation going, even if no matter what it's about, man. It helps show support, and I like supporting Dynasty Owner, and I like talking to you guys. So I'm gonna keep telling you to do it. Before we get into the free agents, as always, we're gonna hit you with Jay's weekly recap. This week, the Browns and the Bengals faced off in an AFC North matchup. It was ugly. The Bengals didn't play well. Joe Burrow had a bad game. The Browns defense really put it on them. So I don't really know what to make of it. I don't know if it's more Joe Burrow or the Browns defense. I think it was more the Browns defense and just Joe Burrow having a bad game. The rushing game got going for Cleveland, and as we know, when they run for 100 yards or more, they tend to win the game. That's just how it is since Baker's been the QB there. Can't remember the record off the top of my head, but it's like I want to say 3-11 or 5-11 in games they fail to hit 100 yards rushing with Baker as QB. The Cowboys and the Broncos. The Cowboys really laid an egg this week. The defense kind of let up. I'm willing to chalk this up to Dak Prescott's injury and just kind of give him a pass a little bit, but we'll see next week. It could be a bad thing, a bad sign of things to come for the Cowboys. You never know. The Saints and the Falcons. I'm so confused why Trevor Siemian or whatever his name is the starting quarterback over Taysom Hill when you're paying Taysom Hill $12.5 million a year. It just blew my mind that he got the start. Maybe Taysom Hill just wasn't right, didn't get enough practice time. I don't know, but if he gets a second straight start, I'm not sure Sean Payton needs a job anymore. No, I'm kidding, but that would be a very questionable decision to say the least, especially with as well as Taysom Hill played whenever he has started in this league. He has been more than serviceable, and they can definitely win games with him. So I was very confused at that decision. The Raiders and the Giants. The Raiders have they've had a tough couple of weeks with the John Gruden and then Henry Ruggs and now Damon Arnett, and I tweeted about how their whole 2020 draft class is gone. They got one starter out of the entire class, and he's a below average offensive lineman, John Simpson, and the rest of them are just close to being cut. There was 7 players drafted. 4 of the 7 are no longer with the team. 2 of the 3 barely ever play, and then the one that does play is below average. So needless to say, it was one of the worst draft classes ever. The Chargers and the Eagles faced off, and my big takeaway from this game is I just don't know how to feel about the Chargers anymore. At one point, it looked like they were about to get hot and go on a run and end up as Super Bowl contenders. Maybe not make it, but get some valuable playoff experience. And now I wouldn't be surprised to see them as a first round exit the way they've been playing lately. I think they just need to learn how to put it all together and go from there. But the Patriots and the Panthers, man, my big takeaway this season is how well Bill Belichick is coached with a rookie quarterback. They're above 500 going into week 10 at 5-4. It's impressive. The defenses look good lately, and that's really all I can say about him, man. Just excellent coaching, smart quarterback play, doesn't turn the ball over, and things like that. The big upset of the week, the Jags versus the Bills. This was it surprised me so much. I watched the red zone, and I just never seen anything from this game, and none of my Stephon Diggs shares were going up, and I'm like, what in the world is going on here? They're playing Jacksonville. I was expecting a massive week, and it just nothing, crickets. And then I see they lose. I was like, what in the world happened here? But then again, it is the NFL, and anything can happen on any given Sunday. The Titans versus the Rams. It was big takeaway from this is how well the Titans have played against top tier competition. In consecutive weeks, they beat the Bills, the Chiefs, and now the Rams. It's impressive, and they did this with no Derrick Henry, and they were dominant throughout the game. It wasn't like it was really all that close. It was a pretty ugly game, to be honest, on the Rams' part. But the Titans look like they're the real deal if they can keep their heads above water, and they got a nice lead in their division. You know, Derrick Henry will be back and fresh come playoff time, and that's a scary thought. He's going to be more fresh, obviously more fresh than he's ever been, but it's just scary to think about how well he could perform in the playoffs. With as fresh as he's going to be, they can give him 30 to 35 carries a game and just let him take over. And last but not least, guys, we got the Packers versus the Chiefs. Unbelievable how awful the Chiefs are this year. I shouldn't say awful; they're not awful, but just compared to what we thought they were going to be it's an awful season for them. That's all I got for Jay's weekly recap for Week 9. Let's move into Week 10. Up first, guys, we got Jordan Howard. He is our first free agent of the week. Running back, Philadelphia Eagles, 1 year, $990,000. He's 56.8% rostered. Blast from the past a little bit. I honestly thought he was never going to play again after the way he looked in Miami last year. I think he had what, it wouldn't be surprised if his total Miami career is negative rush yards. He was absolutely horrible, and as he's shown over the last few weeks, he is more than capable. He's got 3 touchdowns, 29 carries. I think it was 156 or 58 yards, but averaging like 4.67 yards a carry. It's actually pretty impressive for being Jordan Howard. Miles Sanders is still on IR. Clearly, they're not using Boston Scott or Kenny Gainwell as big time backs. So it looks like it's going to be Jordan Howard till Miles Sanders gets back. And my big takeaway here is I think this is a good sign for Miles Sanders owners. I think it means he is going to get a ton of work when he gets back. You know, if they're leaning on Jordan Howard like this, I think the coach finally figured it out. Like, oh, all right, or Sirianni or whatever his name is. All right, you know, sometimes I need to let guys get into a groove here and give them more than 2 carries a game to see what they can do. So hopefully he smartens up a little bit there, but he's been doing it with Jordan Howard, so I'd expect to see that when Miles gets back. But until then, you Miles Sanders owners, can't hurt. Pick up Jordan Howard. He's cheap. He ain't going to cost you much. I see no reason I'm going to look for him. I have Miles Sanders on 2 of my Dynasty owner teams, and I'm definitely going to be looking for Jordan Howard on the free agent auction tonight. After that, we got, this is going to surprise you guys a little bit here, Odell Beckham Jr. He's a free agent right now, wide receiver, obviously, unknown contract. He is 63.3% rostered, and here's my thinking on this, guys. Right now, he's $18 million if you want to pick him up. So you probably aren't going to be able to pick him up tomorrow, but it's going to apply to different styles of teams here. Even if you're a rebuilding owner, this is why I have him on today's list. I don't usually put players on for people that are losing right now and things like that. But if you're looking towards next year and you have a way to create $18 million in cap space, somebody you don't want, you know, cut him. Get rid of him, do whatever you got to do, and then pick up Odell Beckham. He's only going to cost you $18 million. Or honestly, if you're a really bad team, you probably should have cap space by now. But nonetheless, just find a way to pick up Odell Beckham. He's going to be a lot cheaper than $18 million here in 48 to 72 hours. And if he gets in the right situation, we could see a nice little resurgence. He's not as washed up as we think. There's something going on with him and Baker that it was just I don't even want to speculate because I have no idea what it was, but something wasn't right between them two. I can't make out why or what or anything like that, but both of them are better than they showed when they played together. I know that for sure. I know I trash Baker quite a bit, but he's a lot better than when he threw to Odell Beckham Jr. I know that much. I've watched him do it. But all right, so here's my thinking on that. As I said, pick him up if you're a rebuilding owner. If not, you might have to wait a day or two. But his $18 million salary is going to go away. He's going to be a little bit cheaper. He's going to be a lot cheaper. He's probably going to sign for the minimum because he's going to double dip and get paid by the Browns. So he's going to be affordable, and maybe he blows up and becomes most of the Odell Beckham of old, and it could end up being a league winner in some sort. But that's all I got on Odell Beckham, guys. That's my thoughts there. If that confused you a little bit, check out the article on dynastyowner.com. Up next, Donta Foreman. I think that's how you say his name. Running back, Tennessee Titans. 1 year, 920,000, 8.28% rostered. I'm not going to spend much time at all on him, but he outsnapped Adrian Peterson, and Adrian Peterson looked really, really old. So this is definitely somebody I would take a chance on. He could definitely get a decent amount of work moving forward with Derrick Henry out for the foreseeable future. This next one's going to surprise you guys a little bit. Danny Amendola, wide receiver, Houston Texans, 1 year, $1.8 million, 2.96% rostered. Hear me out on Danny Amendola. He had the second high target, or he had the second most targets for the Texans on this past Sunday. And this season, when Tyrod Taylor has been the quarterback, Danny Amendola is second on the team in targets. They're not going to be a high value targets. They're probably not going to be much of red zone targets, but he's going to get you dumb little catches that add up fast. Just look at Cole Beasley. I mentioned in the article we might end up calling Danny Amendola Baby Beasley by the end of the year, the way he's about to be utilized by Tyrod Taylor. After that, another shocker. We got Deshaun Jackson, wide receiver. I put Oakland on there. Still not used to calling them Vegas, guys. The Vegas Raiders, unknown contract at this point, probably minimum, not some 990,000 would be my guess. 9.47% rostered. Deshaun Jackson, he's just going to step into that Henry Ruggs role. As we all know, the Raiders need help so bad at receiver. Bryan Edwards has been an absolute bust. For some reason, I don't know if he's just not getting open. I haven't watched any type of film on him. I don't know if he's not just getting open. Derek Carr don't like him, don't trust him. I don't know what the deal is there, but he is not getting any type of action. So somebody's going to have to, right? And why not Deshaun Jackson? Henry Ruggs was showing promise this year. He had almost 500 receiving yards. He might have hit 1,000 on the year if the accident. I still can't believe that happened, but if the accident didn't happen, so I don't see any reason Deshaun Jackson can't step in there and come, probably maybe a week or two, depending on how quick Deshaun Jackson can pick up a new system. I'd imagine they're just going to tell him to go in there and run as fast and straight as you can, buddy. That's probably what they'll end up telling him for the first week or two. But once he learns that system, I think he could end up being a nice little contributor, especially on your bench come playoff time. Get that quarter 25% of his boom weeks, and it won't be so bad. That's all I got for you guys. The video ran a little bit longer than I wanted to, but that's okay. Like I said earlier, guys, please make sure you like and subscribe, comment, notification bell, all those things. Commenting is most important. Love to see the likes, though. Love to see the likes. You guys are awesome. Stay safe out there. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you guys next week.